Welcome back, everybody. We are on to episode 3 of the Bandon Dunes trip. Today we are playing a morning round at Bandon Dunes, followed by an afternoon round at Pacific Dunes. We encountered very similar weather to the Old Mac round the day before, just a little gentler with the rain, a little gentler with the wind, but nonetheless it was really not much of a filming round. I'm actually 2 under through 3 at this point, went birdie, par birdie to start out, and this is my approach shot to the very, very iconic 4th hole at Bandon Dunes. I would end up making bogey, and then doubling the next 2 holes, and parring out the front 9 to shoot a 39. Had a slug on the green on the par 3 6th. That was obviously a divot that I took on the tee of that par 3. Now we're here up on hole 15. The weather's finally starting to clear. We got some cloud break. The rain has stopped. The wind has died down. And other than blading a chip across the green, we're going to start playing some really good golf here in a second.
Come back down. Okay. That's one.
And now we're up to hole 16, which is definitely one of the most iconic holes, not only on this course, but the entire property. Really in, the entire country. And just an incredible, kind of drivable par 4 with the cliff cutting in through the fairway. I don't really remember my decision to hit 3-wood, as we were playing a tee up from what we did last time we were at Bandon. And last time I nearly drove green with the driver, but it was much different conditions. The ball was going much further, so this kind of wasn't the best decision on my part.
Come on, you're right. Oh yeah, it was bouncing. Thank you. Really close.
We did hold up in the rough right here, got about a 40-50 yard chip. Greens are soggy, greens are slow. I'm really just trying to put this on the green and keep it relatively close and get out of here with a par and keep the good round that I have going. And now we're up to hole 17, which is another really cool, somewhat short par 4. You got the huge ravine that separates Bandon Dunes from Bandon Preserve off to the right, and there's actually like a hidden fairway bunker and some railroad ties there, so I'm just laying up short of that with a 4-iron, as the last trip both Kyle and I wound up in that bunker, and it is just an impossible second shot. And this is definitely one of my favorite walks on this course specifically. It's just such a wide open fairway. You've got the lone tree back by the tee box, which is such a great view to look back out to. It kind of reminds me of Torrey Pines in a way for some reason.
Hurry up, guys!
Get the afternoon clothes all wet.
So now we're on to the par 5 18th hole. It's another great finishing hole, a little bit of a dogleg right. Something that I didn't mention in the last video is that if you are somebody who logs your handicap with, your golf association or the USGA or anything like that, you actually can't log scores at Bandon Dunes in the month of December due to the unpredictability of the weather. So that's another reason that, we're pulling from some of the bunkers. We're kind of, we're taking generous gimme putts and whatnot, because at the end of the day, can't log the score. If my opponent's okay with it, I am too. So that's why you see us taking some generous gimme putts, maybe fluffing up a ball a little bit, because it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So having said all that about the scoring, I am looking for a 2-putt here to shoot an 82 at Bandon Dunes, which would be my lowest round ever at the resort. First time I've ever broken 90 at the resort, and even though we are fluffing up lies a little bit and pulling out of some of the bunkers, I really only pulled out of one bunker on this course, and for the most part I was hitting cups except for a couple gimme putts, and so it's a very, by my standard, a very unofficial official 82, assuming I can sink this much longer than I would like to have par putt.
Your face says, just give me dry clothing and some food.
That's all I care about.
Yeah, great times. Absolutely.
Yeah, man, pleasure.
This is awesome.
Kyle,
Good
Yes.
play too.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, man. Food and some dry clothing. Good. Yep.
So after that unfortunate 3-putt, it goes down for a bogey and a plus 1283, which I am more than thrilled about, and has me feeling really good going into our next round of the day, which is going to be at Pacific Dunes. But before we get into the course footage, I want to talk a little bit about some of the course architecture, because Tom Doak did a really awesome job utilizing the land, where he's got two very interesting dunescapes, one at the north end of the course and one at the south end of the course, separated by like a third of a mile's worth of relatively flat land. I think it would have been really easy for a normal architect to take the dunes and make a couple great picturesque holes, postcard holes, and then give you a bunch of relatively mundane golf holes in the middle. But Doak honestly gives you 18 great golf holes on this course. Each shot that you have to hit is incredible, and I think that's in part due to his utilization of the dunescape, playing over it, off of it, on top of it, through it, around it on some points. As you can see here, we've got 6 or 7 holes all packed into this area on the North Dune, and it just makes for 6 or 7 really awesome golf holes. And now switching over to the South Dune here, we have a total of 10 holes that either play to a green that is part of the dune, to a tee box off of the dune, or just totally across it, as you see with holes like 6, 9, 10 is a par 3 going down the dune to the ocean, 11 is a par 3 wrapping around the dune on the ocean, 12 tees you off of the South Dune, and is a par 5 that plays to the North Dune. It's really just an incredible use of the land he was given for the property, and then you will have essentially these 4 incredibly long holes. You have 3 par 5s and a very long par 4 that connect these two dunes together, and it's a great way to get you quickly across the property back to the interesting landscape, but still keep you very intrigued on every golf shot, as opposed to having 8 or 9 holes that are kind of flat and boring. You really only have 4 holes, and because of what the tee boxes are and what the greens are, they're not boring at all, and so you wind up with an incredible set of 18 holes as opposed to, having 8 or 9 really good holes. So like I said, the 4 holes that are circled on the map on the screen connect the north and south dunes, and they run about a third of a mile in length, and so you would just be filled with all this less interesting landscape. But because Doak created some incredible par fives and a very long on the ocean par four, you wind up not even noticing that you're on a very, very flat piece of land because of how incredible these 4 holes are. And then you're right back into elevated tee shots, elevated greens, milk carton bunkers, and everything that Doak is known for. So this is the par 5 third, probably my favorite hole on the course, maybe second favorite at the resort. And you can just see what a great par 5 it is from the tee box. And you essentially get this tee shot almost 3 times with those 4 holes that Doak laid out over the center of the property. And then you turn right back around after 3 and you play a long par 4 along the ocean. This is one of the most famous tee boxes at the entire Bandon Dunes resort. If you know of Bandon Dunes at all, you've seen the pictures, and it's just another incredible golf hole. So just for anybody who hasn't been to the resort, this is that south dune I was talking about. You play onto the 2 green, then you tee off on 3T on the south dune. You come back to it on 4 green, which is right above that 12 tee box I have highlighted. You have the 5th hole, which is a par 3, 6th hole, which is a par 4, all playing along the dune. You tee off the dune on 7, you play back to it on 8th, you tee across it on 9, you tee down it on 10, you play around the dune on 11, and then you tee off of it back on 12. So that's 10 golf holes, all on this incredibly small square footage area. So we're going to be heading over to 10T in a second for some back 9 footage, which you can see on the map right there. Just wanted to give a little insight to this course and the architecture, because I do think it is very, very warranted with how great of a course this is.
Where am I walking? What's up? Alright, you're gonna see him cut. Maybe put it a little left. I'm literally aiming.
So I actually end up with a lot of decent audio from the GoPro, so I'm not going to be doing too much of a voiceover during this video. I'm just going to kind of provide some insight on certain clips as needed, but for the most part, I'm just going to let everything play out the way it did on the course that day.
But it's pretty strictly. I'm gonna hit a 52. Huh? Beaver Gang. What's good?
Hello? Yeah, no, sorry.
Why?
Why not?
You don't need one from April. Look at this.
My phone's in the Ziploc bag.
Take it out. I'm almost taking my outer layer off. I'm about to take my outer layer off. Okay.
Well, okay, throw it back on.
There we go.
Got a ball. Switch to a regular glove.
I know. I almost have no reference for how to play without a.
Two gloves on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a bare hand is just going to throw a huge game.
So now we're on the hole 12, which is another one of those par 5s that connects the north and south dunes. As you can see, it's wide open, but it's still super challenging. You got some center line bunkers, and just another really good golf hole and a great utilization of some otherwise flat and maybe not so interesting land.
Probably best played.
Sure. I like an afternoon packed dunes though. Yeah. Well, catch you on the greens. Ooh.
Fuck. There's no wind on the ground, but there's definitely wind up there.
Sure.
Because my 7-iron only went like 130 from that back there.
So I actually went one fairway over to hole 3, found my ball, and chipped it back to here, so now I'm putting for 5.
Settled.
Look at us.
Oh my god, this angle is sick, except that this angle is ridiculous.
It's warmer than it was in April.
It is. It really is.
It wasn't this morning, but right now.
It was ice cold this morning, dude. I wanted to fucking kill myself.
Yeah, it was. I've been cold like
My hands got so ice cold so
I thought I was
quick.
gonna get frostbite.
I was shocked at that.
Scott in the polo taps out at Bandon. No restriction. Yeah, you might even carry it.
So this one started out going pretty straight with a little bit of a cut, and then once it got up into the wind, it just took off right, and it ends up in that gorse patch, or just shy of that gorse patch you see at the end of the screen. I didn't record the camera because I couldn't get my cart over to my ball. I had to walk up to it, but I hit absolutely lasered 7-iron to here on the green, and so now we're putting for birdie.
That means I'm only 4 over.
Look at that. That is why you come out to Bandon Dunes. Right there. Wow. That pulling bunkers.
You just gotta walk into it. It's like half the battle.
Man, that thing spun. It is nice to actually have balls spinning for a change again.
So this is such a bad pull by me. I should have given myself a little bit more room, but I thought it'd be cool to hit a little skip shot over the edge of the bunker, and instead I'm gonna hit my thigh on takeaway with the handle and make a mess of this.
I hit my fucking knee.
This is where I take your ass.
I should have taken a U-pull and put it on the green.
This is where I take your ass. Sunset, which could be a live on 17. Brought to you by White Claw Surge. Boy,
There we go.
let's go. Let's go. Put it on. Oh, perfect.
Another thing that's pretty great about playing up in Bandon in the winter is that if you start out with questionable weather in the morning, a lot of people are going to cancel tee times or not show up. A lot of the local Oregonians are not going to drive out for an afternoon tee time. So on days like today, you actually wind up, you play by yourself, you got no one in front of you, no one behind you. You kind of have like a good chunk of holes to yourself, and it's a very, very peaceful setting.
The place is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, this is a fucking picture.
And just for contextual purposes, again, we are now on hole 15. This is a tee box going from the north dune again. You can kind of see it as I pan over to the right. So we start on the north dune. We're going to play another 500 yard or so par 5. End up on the south dune with 15 green and 16 tee, which are also part of that south dune. You just, it didn't show up in the picture that I found on the internet for this video.
Yep. Yep. You doubled. Oh, yeah. 4 holes left, sorry. Yeah, you're right. I know.
Little rain to start. That'll put you out.
Yeah. It is on camera. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, nope, I was right. Spilling my claw all over the place.
Your beverage. What if we figured out? What if we never figured out that we could put this back?
I don't know if we would have made it back. I don't know if we'd have made it back here.
Trail?
Dude, no, from like a second trip.
Oh yeah.
I was in so much pain. God, this is insane. This is ridiculous. I hope this shows up on camera.
Yeah.
Jeez, man, looking back, Twilight Hour just looks good on Bandon.
Dude, that makes my fucking dick hard when you hit a driver like that.
Yep.
Yeah, if you can hit like a cut 3-wood, that'd be...
All I know is cut 3 woods.
Wow, I fulfill. Shit. Professional.
They drop with you or hit again?
Well, depends on how serious in the rules you want to take it.
You drop with you.
Alright.
Yep. Pretty solid.
Yup.
Shot.
Took a divot. Nice.
That was like a mile behind. Closer white ball is actually my second tee shot. We're not going to be taking it, but I reloaded and hit a 7-iron to 10 feet. Chipped the other ball up, so we're putting for par still.
The wind really started to howl towards the end of the round, so I apologize for some of the audio. You probably can't hear too much of our conversation, but it was better than the alternative of using the microphones because, God, those mics were terrible. This is hole 17. It's an awesome, 200-yard, little bit downhill, Redan type par 3 where the green slopes away from you from back to front.
Huh? 4. 5 for you. 5 for you. Two, 3, 4. Yeah. All right. Down 3-1 to go. Fucking gorse patch.
You have to.
I gotta pee.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, you're gonna climb the hill.
Yeah, imagine if it didn't.
Honestly, I mean, we're going 10 more yards. All right. All we gotta do is put this ball in play. He hits it a mile to the right.
Start this thing over the trap.
I'm starting at the gorse patch,
All right.
even to like the lefter part of the trap.
Lost it.
Mile high.
Lost it.
We're gonna be fairway though. Yeah, we're
I
fine.
didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a frog.
All right. Course goes straight. Oh, I saw it down. Sick.
So this is going to wrap up episode 3 of the Bandon Boys golf trip. Really just another great day of golf. It's always awesome when you get up to Bandon and get to play a round of golf by yourself as opposed to with some other people, even though Kyle and I have never encountered anything but awesome playing partners when we get paired up with somebody. As far as points go and all of the things I discussed in the first video about scoring with Stableford points and everything, I was kind of running away with it at this point, so
On the back.
there's not really a point in putting it all up on the screen, but for anyone who was concerned about that, I'm up by a considerable margin going into the last round, which if you know anything about Bandon Dunes means that we are playing Sheep Ranch tomorrow. We had a 12 noon tee time and the forecast was looking to finally get sunny and we can get out of the rain gear, put on some good fits, and hopefully take it low. And as always, for anyone who made it this far, please subscribe to the channel, hit that
You're
like
on.
button, and stay tuned for the next video next week at Sheep Ranch. And we got plenty more golf trips and golf content coming after that video as well.